What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a meal prep for the working week that consists of 2,500 calories per day and just under 180 grams of protein. So to make this one as easy to follow as possible, I'm just going to give you the measurements in the voiceover per meal. Then in the description I will give you the full shebang, the macros per meal, the macros per day, everything. So meal one, I do like my cereal, so I'm just going to have some granola. This is like a seed and coconut mix from Aldi. And we're going to have 100 grams of that with an apple and 400 mils of soy milk. That's going to be 590 calories and 26 grams of protein. Before we dive into the cooking part of this, I'd really appreciate if you could just drop a like, drop a comment. It only takes 2 seconds and helps me out more than you'll ever know. So that's my 9 AM meal and meal one. I like to spread my meals out every 3 hours just to keep things simple. 9 AM, midday, 3 PM, 6 PM and 9 PM. So straight on to midday lunch meal. I'm going to have some tofu, some basmati rice and some mixed vegetables. And the seasonings of your choice, I just choose whatever I'm feeling on that day. So each meal is going to have 100 grams of the mixed vegetables, 75 grams of rice, and each meal will have 168 grams of tofu. I normally just buy this brand because it's ready pressed and it's very firm and helps it go crispier quicker. As it's ready pressed, just get it opened up, get it on the chopping board, and time to chop it up into little squares. Voila. So now it's time to get everything on the go. Just cover your rice in boiling water, bring that to the simmer and leave that for around 12 to 15 minutes. Give it a little stir at the start just so it doesn't get clumpy, and just keep going back to it every couple of minutes. Just give it a nice little stir. Get some cooking oil in there. I don't like to use a lot of oil, but in this case for me it's necessary. Get your tofu in there. Now if you've got the time and you're not making a video, it does make more sense just to do this in smaller batches, but for the sake of the video I just whacked it all in and it took 3 times as longer. So normally it does take about 3 to 5 minutes to crispy, and this one took 10 minutes I think it was to do the full 3 batches. Keep that moving around, making sure all corners go crispy. After 10 minutes it should look something like this, and it's time to get this served out. So this is going to be my lunch, and this will be 437 calories and 29 grams of protein. So that's 2 meals out of the way already, and that is my midday / lunch meal. So for this meal, I'm going to have some pasta. Choose any pasta you like, whatever fits your taste buds here. Some chopped tomatoes, some cashews, and some Mock Mince. I'm using Linda McCartney's Mock Mince. So each meal is going to have 10 grams of cashew nuts. So just for a visual purposes, this is the entire week's cashew nuts. And in that bowl right there is 287 calories. So you've got to be careful when you're eating nuts and seeds and things like that. We have 80 grams of pasta per meal. And 150 grams of the mince. you want to get your pasta on the boil. That takes around 12 minutes. The mince I'm using just requires you to put some water in the pan just to stop it sticking. So learning from my previous mistakes, I am going to do this in 2 batches with the mince. Keep that moving around again until it goes crispy. Every mock mince has their own cooking requirements, but just for this one it only takes around 3 to 5 minutes on a high heat. After the 3 and 5 minutes I will pop in the tomatoes. Give that a stir around, whilst still on the heat by the way. Now it's time for batch number 2. Same again, 3 to 5 minutes. And we'll get the tomatoes in again. You could mix this up and use a different type of sauce, but I'm a basic guy and I'm happy enough just with the chopped tomatoes. Pasta's looking ready, so it's time to get this one dished out. This is the biggest meal of the day, and this is 607 calories and 38 grams of protein. So that's my 3 p.m. meal done, and again a very easy meal that is just so high in protein at 38 grams. Time for the 6 p.m. meal now, and we're going to have some edamame beans, some quinoa, and some kidney beans. Try and get some that are in a sauce. These ones are in a mild chili sauce, and I've got to emphasize mild because I have the taste buds of a child and can't handle anything more. So the edamame is going to be 100 grams per meal. Going to have 50 grams of the quinoa per meal and 156 grams of the kidney beans per meal. So the edamame beans don't take too long. If you put them on a simmer, you're probably done in around 5 minutes normally from frozen. Quinoa, on the other hand, will take around 15 minutes. I did put too much water in this, so I had to come back to it and drain it a little bit later. Learn from my mistakes, guys. Take the edamame beans off and get the kidney beans on the go. Most variations of the kidney beans in sauces take around the same time. On the simmer, they'll take around 5 minutes. I must confess, I'm not the biggest fan of quinoa, but I think it's very important to mix your foods up, and I think that's what prolongs the holiday period of going vegan. You know, when you start going vegan and you just feel absolutely terrific, and for most people it wears off because they try a load of different foods and then find the stuff they like. But if you keep mixing it up, you're packing yourself with such a wide variety of micronutrients that just keep you feeling good. So this meal is going to be 458 calories and 27 grams of protein. And there's my 6 p.m. meal, and we're ready to move on to the next one. So for the last meal, I'm going to keep it very simple again, and we're going to have our first protein shake of the day. We're going to have a 50 gram scoop of protein and a banana. I use an unflavoured pea protein. Not only is it just higher in protein per gram, it is also just so much cheaper than the flavoured ones. And I'm not too fussed. I'm quite happy just to shake it away, neck it, done. And that's going to be, for the protein shake and the banana, 299 calories, 41 grams of protein. Now, if your maths is superb, you'll realise we're 170 calories under and 16 grams of protein under. This just comes from soy milk from coffees I have throughout the day. As it adds to the protein and the calories, you've got to get them in there and get them measured. So there you have a full working week's meals. The objective of this channel really for me is to give you guys all the ideas in the world to make sure you are hitting your macros. And hopefully I've done that justice today.